How fit do you need to be to train jiu-jitsu? In the military, we have a saying, get fit to join the military, don't join the military to get fit. And I apply this to jiu-jitsu as well. Welcome to the latest video in the Road to Blue Belt series. I'm talking about fitness. How fit do you need to be to train jiu-jitsu? In my experience in the military and as an online personal trainer, I have been able to apply functional strength in everyday life, which has really helped with jiu-jitsu. But let's talk about the 3 elements of fitness that apply directly to training jiu-jitsu. First is strength. Second is cardio. And the third and final pillar of fitness is mobility. What I'm going to do in today's video is tackle each of these 3 pillars and how you can maximize them for your jiu-jitsu journey. First up, let's tackle strength. How strong do you need to be to train jiu-jitsu? Well, the answer is quite simple. As strong as you can be whilst maintaining your functional mobility. Strength is essential for jiu-jitsu. In order to be a competent jiu-jitsu player, you need to have strength. Even as a white belt, this has been identified to me by various people, including my coach, at an early stage. One thing he says to me often, use your strength, Kieran, because you've got it. What strength can do in your jiu-jitsu journey is increase the advantage gap between you and someone who is more technical than you. If you are the exact same weight as someone and you have the exact same technical ability, but you're stronger, you're obviously going to have an advantage. This creates an advantage gap. If you're rolling with someone that is much more technical than you, but your strength is just nowhere near theirs, if you're so much stronger than they are, you're going to bridge the technique gap because of your strength advantage. By being able to apply explosive strength, it is the difference between being able to pass someone's guard, retaining your guard, or finalizing a submission. Strength is key to jiu-jitsu. Now, in my humble white belt 2-stripe opinion, there is absolutely nothing wrong with applying as much strength as you have to your technique. If anything, it's highly, highly encouraged. So, how strong do you need to be to train jiu-jitsu? As strong as you can be. Now, there's ways to assist you along the journey of improving your strength for jiu-jitsu. What I recommend is focusing first and foremost on functional strength and on the big compound lifts. So here we're talking about squats, deadlifts, and overhead press. Those are the 3 you want to focus on, as well as including supplementary training with kettlebells, hammer swings, everything that is going to be able to improve your ability to move quickly and explosively through different ranges of motion. The second major element of fitness that you need to tackle to train jiu-jitsu to the best of your ability is cardio. Cardio is cardio. If you've ever done a really long jiu-jitsu session, say in an hour-and-a-half session, which is mostly rolling, you'll know that your gas tank is limited. When you're going hard, particularly when it's a tough training session, you get fatigued very quickly and your cardio comes into it. Now, I have a good friend who is also starting their jiu-jitsu journey and is a white belt at a different gym to the one I train at. And he has literally had someone tap out because they're tired. And they can't keep up with cardio. That is not good. Cardio is important for jiu-jitsu. To improve your cardio for jiu-jitsu, there's different ways of doing it. First, you can just train more jiu-jitsu. Or you can work on things like HIIT training, which is high intensity interval training, because this is directly correlated with the style of training that jiu-jitsu is. It's very explosive. One thing that I do want to note in this cardio section is when I was investigating how to improve my own cardio, I reached out to a good friend of mine, Joey, who is the co-founder of Bulletproof for BJJ. When I spoke to him about how to improve cardio for jiu-jitsu players, he had a really interesting take. Basically, what he said was for the majority of jiu-jitsu players, when it comes to cardio, cardio's not really their issue. It's what they think is their issue. What their issue is generally mobility and functional strength. So their ability to be efficient in their movements, to have strength in the right places, to be able to move through the right ranges of motion, and that to not fatigue you. This is really comes down to strength. And the third pillar that we're going to talk about, mobility. The third and final pillar of fitness that applies to your BJJ is mobility. In my opinion, this is probably the most important of the three. There's a few different reasons for that. First reason is that it is the most neglected. And jiu-jitsu players are not alone in this. Most gym bros out there, particularly in the bodybuilding community, neglect mobility because it's not seen as important. However, for jiu-jitsu, it's incredibly important. It links back to your movement efficiency, your ability to apply your strength, and your recovery as well. Applying strength in jiu-jitsu is very different to applying strength in a gym. When you're moving a barbell, it's moving generally in a straight line, in a general straight range of motion and a straight movement path. However, in jiu-jitsu, that's never the case. You're always moving in a very oblique angle. You're moving with another human. It's unpredictable. So your ability to be able to apply strength in random oblique ranges of motion is essential to be safe and effective at jiu-jitsu. Mobility is also incredibly important because it assists with your recovery. If you've been training jiu-jitsu, you'll understand that jiu-jitsu rolls are very taxing on the body. Not only your joints, your tendons, but also your muscles. Some of the most hectic DOMs I've ever had come from training a massive training week at jiu-jitsu. What can really assist with your recovery is focusing on mobility. That's focusing on your warm-up, your cool down, and also focusing on mobility outside of the gym. What can you do to improve your mobility? Well, there's lots of different opinions out there when it comes to mobility as it relates to jiu-jitsu, but personally, the best resource that I've found for mobility in jiu-jitsu is Bulletproof for BJJ. I've spoken about these guys in the past, but I cannot do a video with a mobility section without mentioning Joey and JT from Bulletproof. If you want to take your mobility to the next level and improve your recovery and your effectiveness on the mats, you need to check these guys out. I put a link to their website in the description below if you want to check them out and if you want to level up your mobility for jiu-jitsu. So those are the three pillars. We have strength, cardio, and mobility. So do you need to be fit before you can start training jiu-jitsu? Well, yes and no. Yes, you need to have a base level of fitness to just stay safe on the mats. You do not want to be that guy that's tapping out mid-roll because you're tired. But if you've already started training jiu-jitsu and you think your base fitness level is an issue, there's so many things you can do. First up, to address your strength, just start lifting weights twice per week. Go to the gym, focus on compound movements, and if you want to take it to the next level, check out Bulletproof for BJJ. Second is cardio. If you think your cardio is an issue, consider addressing your strength and mobility first, or implement some HIIT training. That's high intensity interval training because it's the most relevant for jiu-jitsu. And third is mobility. Again, I'm plugging Bulletproof for BJJ here because they are the best jiu-jitsu specific mobility resource that I've been able to find. So go check them out if you want to level up your mobility game. But in the meantime, focus on warming up before the warm-up every session. And instead of talking shit with your friends after class, focus on your cool down as well. That's it in a nutshell. Those are the three pillars that's going to complete your jiu-jitsu fitness. Thanks for watching this video. This was a really exciting topic to put together. I'm glad that I was able to bring some of my past experience as an online personal trainer and in the military and apply it to my brand new jiu-jitsu journey as a white belt. So I hope I helped some other white belts out there. And if you like the content, please feel free to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. How's your fitness affected your jiu-jitsu journey so far? Is it helped you to take it to the next level, or are you struggling to maintain your gym routine? Let me know. Thanks for watching.